And in our business stories, the Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange is coordinating with brokerages to introduce short selling on the exchange by the end of March. According to Rashid Al-Balushi, the chief executive of the ADX, the exchange was working on final touches to the regulations and expected the practice to be permitted from next month onwards. The ADX initially announced plans in December for technical short selling to boost market liquidity and attract more foreign investors. The Dubai financial market last month announced plans to introduce the practice for selected securities in the coming months. Short selling has been practiced by institutions throughout the region despite being illegal outside Kuwait and has been blamed for sharp falls in local stock markets. The Securities and Commodities Authority introduced regulations enabling short selling in 2012 for licensed market makers, with other institutions requiring permission from the regulator and the relevant exchange. A market maker is a broker and dealer that balances supply and demand for shares by matching buyers and sellers. It also stands ready to buy or sell shares when there are no public buy or sell orders, thus creating a market. The Dubai Land Department has said that all new property leases signed in Dubai from next month must be completed using a standard form. In a widely expected announcement yesterday, the DLD unveiled its new unified lease form, which is expected to be used by all residential and commercial tenants and landlords in Dubai. The DLD said that the new form had been designed to regulate relationships between all parties involved in real estate transactions and guarantees the rights of all parties. The standard form, written in English and Arabic, includes 8 standard terms and conditions requiring the tenant to use the premises for its designated purpose, to pay electricity and water bills unless otherwise agreed, to stick to the rules for the common parts of the building, and to settle disputes and the DLD Rent Committee. Copies of the new standard lease can be downloaded from the department's Ijari website. The DLD said that the new lease had been drafted with reference to Law number 25 of 2008, which specifies the grounds by which landlords can evict tenants, including illegally subletting the property or using it to carry out illegal activities. It added that under Law 26 of 2007, landlords are responsible for carrying out maintenance unless there is an agreement between the tenant and the landlord to say otherwise. Currently, landlords in Dubai use a variety of tenancy contract forms, some of which include standard terms and conditions which contradict recent Dubai laws. The UAE's real estate sector is in for another difficult year, that's according to the credit rating agency S&P. The assessment by the ratings agency goes counter to the majority view among real estate consultancies that market sentiments are improving. S&P has built its case around the fact that residential prices and rents in Dubai will decline by another 5 to 10% this year, which according to local reports could be brought on by the additional supply of new homes scheduled for the year, with Emaar and Damac likely to deliver around 5,000 units. The S&P report stated that assuming the remaining competitors deliver a slightly lower volume, the market may absorb a residential supply of at least 10,000 to 11,000 units in 2017, which is more or less in line with the long-term average. Last year, 15,000 homes were handed over. The S&P report added that it does not expect this steady supply to act as a catalyst to currency effects, but could potentially add further downward pressure on residential prices. S&P further noted that with the fallout from low oil prices, a weak pound sterling and the rising cost of tourism, it is no surprise that 2016 was a tough year for the real estate market. Dubai's residential prices dropped by 8 to 11% on average, and rent fell by 6%, with most areas of the city affected. And average rental rates in Abu Dhabi for apartments and villas fell by 7% and 5% respectively during 2016 are expected to soften further in 2017, according to real estate consultancy Esteco. In its Abu Dhabi Real Estate Report Q4 2016 report, the firm said that the decline will be exacerbated by new supply to the market this year. Approximately 1,400 residential units were handed over during 2016, and around 4,000 units, including 2,700 apartments and 1,360 villas, are expected to be handed over during 2017. According to John Stevens, the managing director of Esteco, the continued macroeconomic uncertainty will also negatively affect rents as tenants search for more affordable rates. He added that residential units, which were previously able to maintain rental levels due to the reluctance of existing tenants to move, are now more likely to be affected as residents in search of the best value for money. The report noted that average apartment rents fell by 7% over 2016, while prime and high-end apartments declined by 6% and 9% respectively year-on-year. Similar to apartments, villa rents declined by 5% on average in 2016, with the greatest decrease witnessed in the Al Raha beach area.